Hello, this is Dr. Marty Harris, and today's topic is consideration for physical disabilities and/or other health impairments. Until you have experienced a severe illness or a long period of time with limited mobility, you cannot even begin to understand physical disabilities or health impairments. Recently, I went through a full semester with limited mobility. My knee was irritated with arthritis, and my foot answered with constant pain. I went from a limp to a cane to a cast to a walker to physical therapy. After 6 months of this temporary disability, I had a greater understanding of the limitations, pain, and barriers that individuals with physical or health disabilities experience. Yet, my understanding is minimal compared to the daily challenges these individuals experience. With that said, I ask you to consider some points to ponder. Appropriate and respectful interactions. Respect their personal space. Ask first. Don't assume they need or want help with a door or some other task. Position yourself so interactions are on the same level and more comfortable for the individual with a disability. Maintain normal voice levels and eye contact. Respect their privacy. One time, I pointed out to a man that he had parked in the handicapped parking when there were many other spots available. He claimed that the night before, this was the only spot he could find. I agreed with him that the parking at our apartment complex was severely overcrowded, and I often ran into the same problem. Then I added, "But there are spots free now," and I just walked away. Then he followed me and he rambled on and on. I ignored him, mostly because I couldn't hear him. Then he got in his truck and blocked my car's exit. But I managed to just drive away. 2 days later, the air had been let out of my tires. Coincidence? I'll never know. Another time, my husband went out to lunch with his co-workers, and one man bragged that he always took the handicapped parking and didn't see why they should get special treatment. My husband said, "What if that was your mother that needed that spot because she had suffered a broken hip or heart attack? You wouldn't think it was special treatment if it was your loved one that needed a closer parking spot." Did it make a difference? Probably not. Consideration is a learned behavior, so perhaps we should be teaching it. Can schools teach consideration? Only if we work at it and recognize and honor individual differences. The Animal School, an educational fable, by Dr. George Rivas, Assistant Superintendent, Cincinnati Public Schools, 1939 to 1948. Once upon a time, the animals decided they must do something heroic to meet the problems of the new world, so they organized a school. They adopted an activity curriculum consisting of running, climbing, swimming, and flying. To make it easier to administer the curriculum, all animals took all subjects. The duck was an excellent swimmer, in fact, better than his instructor, but he only made passing grades in flying and was very poor in running. Since he was slow in running, he had to stay after school and drop swimming in order to practice running. This kept up until his web feet were badly worn and he was only average in swimming. But average was acceptable in a school, so nobody worried about that, except the duck. The rabbit started at the top of the class in running, but had a nervous breakdown because of so much makeup work in swimming. The squirrel was excellent in climbing until he developed frustration in the flying class, where his teacher made him start from the ground up instead of from the tree top down. He also developed a Charlie horse from overexertion, and then he got a C in climbing and a D in running. The eagle was a problem child and was disciplined severely. In the climbing class, he beat all the others to the top of the tree, but insisted upon using his own way to get there. At the end of the year, an abnormal eel that could swim exceedingly well and also run, climb, and fly a little had the highest average and became the valedictorian. The prairie dog stayed out of school and fought the tax levy because the administration would not add digging and burrowing to the curriculum. They apprenticed their children to a badger and later joined the groundhogs and the gophers to start a successful charter school. Does this fable, written in the 1930s or 40s, have a message for us today? Certainly. I think the message for today is multifaceted. Education should value diversity. Education should teach to diversity. Education should teach students to be considerate of diversity. Education should be special, and education should be special for each student. Thanks for listening.